We spoke to the owner of Tracks here right next to MSG. They've had to close and reopen 3 times in the past 2 years, and that was even before the pandemic. It comes, as you mentioned, as we're getting new data about how devastating the pandemic has been on New York City's restaurant industry. Tracks Bar and Grill, formerly located inside of Penn Station on the concourse by the LIRR ticket window, has been a Midtown favorite for nearly 2 decades. After shutting down in June of 2019 due to construction at Penn Station, it reopened in November of 2019 across the street. Then, 4 months later, the pandemic hit.
So we were closed from March 13th until October 1. Reopened and then forced to close again when indoor seating ended in mid-December.
With indoor dining once again allowed in New York City, Tracks is hosting a grand reopening just in time for Mardi Gras.
This would be a totally packed bar, 3 deep. And tonight, obviously, with no crowd in the garden, you can see how quiet it is.
It's quiet, but customers are glad to see the bar open again.
It's a great relief. You know, being among friends at this time of year, it's finally, we're seeing people again.
And hopefully we'll open up together in a responsible manner, which we've done.
The reopening comes as troubling new data reveals just how dire the economic impact of the pandemic has been for the industry in the city. A striking 92% of restaurants were unable to pay their full rent during the month of December. 45% paid none at all.
We've seen since the beginning of this pandemic, month after month, fewer and fewer restaurants have been able to pay their full rent.
The New York City Hospitality Alliance said there was a clear impact from colder temperatures and limiting indoor dining in New York City, even as it was allowed to go on elsewhere in the state.
Well, the city's restaurant industry has been decimated. We need the federal government to step up.
Now, there's hope that once warmer temperatures come around, more people will enjoy outdoor dining. But even as we look at the data from last summer, 80% of restaurant owners back then couldn't pay their full rent. Live in Midtown, I'm Cristian Benavides, Pix 11 News.